While many carriers in the USA insist that their domestic flights are first class, strange, Brazil's Latam has gone the other way, so come with us as we fly premium economy.
What's so funny about that?
Previously, we flew from London Heathrow to Sao Paulo on board Latam's Boeing 777. I have never transferred in Sao Paulo before, but needless to say, it's not straightforward.
So interesting, I would say this is not a well-connected terminal. Well, Terminal 2 is for the domestic connections. The check-in is actually in E, which is Terminal 1, and then you don't use the check-in there, you have to go downstairs, so I've been around 3 times. So that was really hard to find, but basically if you see the gold connections, just go past and turn right.
Much like the USA, Sao Paulo is not a good airport for transferring, because you're required to exit and clear immigration before going back through what is usually a 60+ minute queue.
Immigration was a little bit chaotic, there's a lot of walking around, but when you finally get there it's pretty quick.
Whilst in Europe, today's product would be marketed as business class, which includes lounge access, today's is not, so I'm using a credit card which gives me access to the Gold Lounge. The Gold Lounge is pretty nice, considering they're a low-cost carrier that only operate short-haul routes. Then again, they do operate a flight from Brasilia to Orlando, Florida that takes a shocking 8 hours and 30 minutes in a Boeing 737 MAX. No thank you. As for the food, it's very Brazilian. I love how it's like a never-ending buffet of snacks. Speaking of which, here's some mouth-watering items to try next time you're in Brazil. The lounge also offers some pretty good views of the parked planes, and even the runway. With finding the bag check absorbing a lot of my time, I need to make my way towards the gate.
The Gold doesn't do business class, so it's kind of like the EasyJet thing where it's like a token lounge, but really good views, nice food, I love the food. Let's have a look at today's flight.
Today's flight to Belo Horizonte will take a mere 1 hour and 10 minutes, covering a distance of 306 miles. It's worth noting though that the airport is also called Confins, and this is because it's not actually in Belo Horizonte, and Confins is the local district. Queuing may just be the bane of my life, because you never know how long you're going to be doing it for. And whilst there are 6 boarding groups, 1, 2 and 3 are merged together, as are 4, 5 and 6, which sort of makes things a little bit chaotic. Here's an Airbus A321, like the one we're flying on today. Much like Dennis Bunick, I've got into a weird habit of touching the plane before boarding for good luck. It's sort of become a nice tradition. As we board, you'll notice that the entire plane is a 3-3 seating configuration, the difference being that in premium economy, the middle seat is blocked. To understand why this product exists and why you should consider it, let's go to Latam's website. Okay, so for today's journey, we're going from Sao Paulo, Guarulhos, to Belo Horizonte, or Confins if you prefer, and we'll change it to a one-way trip. We also booked this about 6 months in advance, so we'll have a look at mid-May to get a price comparison. Today we are flying out on the 9:20 departure, which also happens to be the cheapest time to fly. Let's just zoom in a bit to make this easier to see. Light is your basic fare, with standard adding a 23kg checked bag allowance. Full then gives you peace of mind with seat selection, and it's also fully refundable. Premium economy is only £3 more than the full fare, and that's a cheap upgrade to be at the front of the plane and have the seat next to you blocked. Bargain. Latam's competitor Gol also does something really similar, called Gol Plus, but we'll cover that in a separate review. Anyway, it's time for the most exciting part, and that's the takeoff, and we'll do the seat tour up in the sky.
Eletrônicos podem ser utilizados apenas em modo avião.
Some airlines are notorious for having a box below the seat in economy, with the purpose of assisting the in-flight entertainment. But given there's no screen, what is the purpose of this box which restricts an otherwise decent amount of legroom? In today's world, this should really be standard, but Latam goes above and beyond for providing not only a universal plug socket, but also a USB charging port. The tray table may not be the cleanest, we all know that, but it does have a nice slide function and it's a pleasing design. The seatbelt pocket is a good idea because with the stitching you're less likely to leave items behind. If you thought Premium Economy would give extra space, sadly you're wrong. All the seats besides the front rows have a pitch of 31 inches and 18 inches in width throughout the entire plane. And what about the snacks? In Premium Economy I received a pack of crisps and a sweet and delicious muffin. Perhaps the service is a little different, but in Economy, when I flew to Brazil's most dangerous airport Congonhas, all I got in comparison was 2 cookies and a water. Back in Premium, and this is another and very sweet but extremely tasty drink called Guaraná, which is made from a fruit of the same name. The window is usually the best way of staying entertained, but just in case there's goodies to be found, we'll venture on to the Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have quite achieved the right altitude to make the Wi-Fi work. Once it did work, 1 hour of Wi-Fi costs 45 reals, which I gather only covers messaging, while browsing goes up to 135 and streaming 240. Oof. For a 1 hour flight, that's incredibly expensive. I think I'll stick to the window. So as we arrive into Confins, which is a really modern and beautiful terminal, I ponder not only how good today's flight was, but also if the hotel will let me check in early. Fingers crossed.
So firstly, it was a bit of a step down after the previous flight, but then again it was long haul on the Boeing 777, but that was pretty good. You don't get a full meal, I would say, like you do with British Airways. But you do get the crisps and the snack, which is pretty good. Obviously a huge fan of Guaraná, but the experience is definitely not business because there's no fast track, there's no, the usual things. No lounge access either, so that's why I went into the Gold Lounge using my credit card. But not a bad experience and very pleasant crew. I'll have to do it again.